What's good, YouTube? Swiftly here back with another NBA 2K25 video, and in today's video I have another episode of badge breakdowns for you guys, as you can see on your screen. In today's episode we're going to be discussing the shooting badge, Shifty Shooter. Now if you read the description, it says that Shifty Shooter improves a player's ability to successfully make high difficulty jump shots. Now what they mean by this is that this badge is going to pop or give you a boost, improving your chances of making any type of difficult jump shot. So that means hop jumpers, that means step back jumpers, that means leaners, fadeaways, spin shots, like any type of moving jumper that you can shoot in the mid-range or from three will give you the Shifty Shooter boost. Now this badge is basically taking two badges from previous 2Ks and putting it into one. This badge is basically, I want to say it was Circus 3s or Agent 3. I can't remember which one it was in previous, in 24 and 23. But basically, there was a badge that helped you get a boost for moving threes. And then there was a badge that gave you a boost for moving mid-ranges, which was Midi Magician. It was also called, back in the previous days, Difficult Shots, but they moved on from Difficult Shots, naming it to Midi Magician. But Midi Magician only worked on mid-range shots, and Circus 3s or whatever only worked on three-point shots. Now they've gotten rid of that, and now they've tied it into just one singular badge that's going to pop for mid-range and three-point shots. So if you like shooting any type of mid-range difficult shots, if you're a shot creator that likes to shoot on the move and whatnot, this is going to be your bread and butter badge. Anything else that isn't one of those types of shots that I talked about, you will be receiving the boost from Set Shot Specialist instead of Shifty Shooter. Now one thing I do like about this badge though is that this is one of those badges where the requirement is, one requirement is high and one requirement is low. I'm gonna just go down here really briefly, showing I'm gonna take the mid-range down too, and you see that you only need a 76 midi or 3 to get this badge on bronze. But I think the real kicker for me is the agility requirements. You see we got an 82 agility on this build, but you only need a 60 for bronze Shifty Shooter. That's the one thing I like. So once you get to bronze with your 76 3 ball, you see that you need a whopping jump for your mid-range or 3. You need to go from 76 to now 87, which is 11 points, a really big jump. But if you look at your agility, you only need +3. You're going from 62 to 65 agility. So while it is expensive as far as the mid-range or 3 ball goes, it is cheap as far as the agility. So one aspect of a requirement is kind of cheap, whereas the other requirement is kind of not, and then to get the gold, you need a 91, which isn't much of a jump. That's only 4-point jump from 87 to 91. But then you got another 5-point jump from 91 to 96, and then obviously 99 to get Legend Shifty Shooter. Now I've only used this badge up to Hall of Fame. I haven't used it on Legend just yet, and I don't really use this badge very much. I feel like your best chance at hitting a shot is off a standstill catch and shoot shot, and then if not a standstill catch and shoot shot, a pass fake and then shoot, a standstill shot, or just stopping, making sure you're not moving and then shooting. I find that when I start shooting moving shots, things get a little wacky, as far as the timing and, the speed ups and slowdowns or whatever have you, the only time I really try to shoot moving shots, like literally I'm trying to shoot a moving shot, not I get pulled into a moving shot, is in the mid-range. This badge really excels in the mid-range. Like the shots that you can hit uncontested or even contested with this boost paired with like something like Deadeye is just absolutely crazy. Like I've seen so many people going crazy with this badge, especially with the mid-range, and especially now that the court is a little bit bigger, the player models are a little bit smaller, so you have a little bit more room to work with, especially in a rec now, in a 5v5 setting. You actually have room where you can cook up. If the center just sits paint, you actually have a ton of room to work with where you can just stop and pull that midi, and that pull-up, that dribble pull-up is going to give you Shifty Shooter boost as well too, because that is technically speaking a moving shot. So excuse me, this badge Like I said, I used it on bronze, I used it on silver and gold. I would say that I have the most experience with this badge on gold because I did use a +1 on it, but I found that I wasn't really using it as much. So I took the +1 off Shifty Shooter and I put my +1 on Hall of Fame set shot specialist because that build I have a 94 3-ball 6'3". So I have all of these badges gold and maxed out, and I've used my +1 on pretty much every single one of these badges to get Hall of Fame. Now I do have a second guard build, but I don't have the 3-ball maxed out just yet. I have a 93 3-ball on that build right now, and it gets a 96. And then with my cap breakers, now that I'm starter 3, I'm going to put 3 of my cap breakers into that build so I can get a 99 3-ball. So I will have all of these badges on Legend. I just haven't done that yet because, like I said, I'm saving up VC for it. Don't really want to spend any more money on this game than I have to. I already spent a ton of money on this game. So, yeah, that's in the works. That's definitely coming. But as far as my experience, I've only experienced this badge from bronze to Hall of Fame, and I can honestly say that gold really is the sweet spot in my opinion. The little bit of time that I did have at Hall of Fame, I didn't notice that much of a difference. I noticed a difference from going from bronze to like silver and silver to gold. Gold definitely just felt more consistent. I was like constantly knocking down those moving shots, whereas with silver and bronze, it still felt like a coin flip. And I'm specifically talking about the moving threes, because I know that's going to be really what people want this badge for. The mid-range, I don't think it even matters. For the mid-range, if you have like silver or better, you're going to be automatic anyway, especially if you have a decent enough mid-range. If you got an 84 or higher mid-range, you're going to be cleaning up with this badge anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But as far as the threes go, which is what I know everybody's coming here for and want to know about, how good is this for three ball moving 3 shots and whatnot, I would say definitely gold and then +1 it if you feel like you're going to take a lot of those moving type shots. I personally don't really like taking those moving shots, so that's why I would just stick with just gold, or I would just stick with just whatever my 3-point shot allows me to get. I wouldn't use a +1 on it. But if you are the type of player that you play a shot creator type of style, you play an off the dribble type of style of play, then I would definitely try to get this to gold and then maybe +1 it. I can't really say because I haven't used Legend yet to say really how ridiculous this badge is or not, but I would say if you are the type that you are going to, shoot a lot of those shots and play that type of ball, then go up to a 96. Go up to a 96 to get Hall of Fame, and then use your +1 like that. You'll save a lot of VC, and you'll save a lot of VC and time spent grinding out the build, trying to get it to Legend and whatnot. And technically speaking, you can still get Legend, a lot of these badges Legend, you know what I'm saying? Even if you're using +1, you know what I'm saying, and you don't want to use your cap breakers, you want to use it on something else, get your cap breakers, make your build 93, and then use cap breakers to get to 96, and then just +1 it. You know what I'm saying? Like if you want to save, or you could go 91 and use all +5 on 96, and then use a +1 and get Legend that way, and it's still cheaper, and you can do a lot more with your build. That's just something that I would look into. I personally wouldn't just outright go 96 or 99 like how I did, but that's just me. Let me know down below in the comments what you guys think of the Shifty Shooter badge. What level have you been using it on, and of course, what position that you are playing, because I know your experience with this badge as a guard, or whether a point guard or shooting guard, is going to be a lot different than if you're at the small forward or the power forward position, because small forward shooting guard is probably going to have a little bit more defense. PG is probably going to be a little bit more offense orientated, so you're not going to be dealing with super high levels of defense or perimeter D. And then the power forward, you're not going to really see a lot of power forwards with crazy high perimeter D either. So, your experience with Shifty Shooter might be a little bit different based on the position that you are playing. But either way, it has been your boy Swiftly. Please be sure to drop a like, comment, and subscribe for more NBA 2K25 content. And, of course, more badge breakdowns like this. I'm out, y'all. Peace.